Welcome to Noah's Roseanne Corner. I'm your host, not Noah.
Welcome, not Noah. Noah, will you give us your Roseanne update? What did you think?
We did not watch Roseanne.
All right.
Rewind the tape.
I don't know how to rewind the transition.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Welcome to Put This On, Season 3, Episode 3, where we watch Vanderpump Rules, Season 6, Episode 1. Chris Lorenz and
Robert Kitts.
James.
Jax.
Oh, shit. Jax is in the house.
Noah, I did not watch Roseanne. Singer.
I guess that's not really a throwback to anything, but we were trying to find an episode to watch, and Noah kept just bringing up random shows, and Roseanne was one of them.
We could watch Roseanne.
And
We're dunking on Noah real hard.
shows.
Random is a poor categorization of what I was trying to get accomplished.
It is not a reality show.
No, and my intent was to try to find not a reality show. So I suggested 2 shows, to be specific.
AP Bio, good suggestion for a different podcast, but we only watch shit and then we dunk on that shit.
Well, that has always been
Like, okay.
my thing for here is that there's only shitty shows. And say, no, you just never catch
Well,
the
we
good
just
shows.
watched a top third show.
Yeah, last week's, the Jersey, very, very good.
I'm so
Thursday.
happy.
Max, can you wait for Jersey?
But-
Yes.
It's almost
So, yeah,
Thursday.
I felt like I was a dunkable, like kind of going into the frosting. But for anyone out there who watches Roseanne, tweet at us. Let us know how it is.
Noah, have you ever been to perhaps some sort of state or county fair?
Man. I don't know where he's going with it, but I'm really
I
intrigued.
have not. No, I've been to a county fair in Long Island.
All right, you ever see the thing where like there's a pool of water and if you hit something on the right target, you can dunk a guy in the water?
Of course.
You're the guy.
The guy in the dunk tank. See, I was thinking more of the Dunkables.
right,
I think that's what it's called. The cookies that get dumped into the frosting.
Vanderpump Rules.
Give us a show description, Rob.
Pumping.
All right. This is a very season-centric show description. This season, Lisa forges ahead with her plan to add another restaurant to her growing empire, but when her new partners Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz show off their inexperience, the veteran restaurateur butts heads with them every step of the way. Newly single and nearly divorced, Sheena finds herself at the center of the Sir gossip when rumors about her new relationship begin to swirl. Ariana and Tom face one of the biggest fights of their relationship as Tom's loyal dedication to his friends makes Ariana feel like an afterthought. When Lala convinces Lisa to give her one last chance at Sir, the former outcast finds herself in an unlikely new role of peacekeeper, which complicates her friendship with James as he deals with a shocking rumor about his sex life. Stassi tries to salvage her 4-year relationship with Patrick, while Kristen devotes her energy to breaking up Jax and Brittany rather than focusing on her own relationship. Jax finds himself faced with a shocking accusation that could risk losing the best relationship he's ever had. Brittany wonders whether or not to stand by her man, and the Sir gang is torn down the middle as they must decide where their loyalties lie.
That description is
Vanderpump
nuts.
Rules on Bravo.
I think
shit.
we're done here. I think that was the whole pod. I think we just go to updates now, right?
Good job, everyone.
Let me know if you think this is too minutia, but this description really gets across one of the key points of the show. There are so many goddamn people on this show.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
It's insane.
It's like when they show the graphic for Vanderpump Rules, there's literally 30 people. There's one person, then 4, 5 people, then 10 people, then 20. It's so
Zooming
many
out.
people.
When are they going to stop? They just keep going.
It's some dirty 30 shit.
It's so many people. And all of them don't get any airtime. Who the fuck is Lala?
I don't think Lala was in this
Lala
episode.
was not in the first
you
episode.
can't have airtime for 30 people. You just
But
can't do it.
shockingly,
Imagine-
for a season recap, that touched on. They had a lot of that in the first episode.
Yeah.
Also, do we know who Ariana is? I don't
No.
remember an Ariana.
I
That
feel like
is-
they were.
That is Eavesdroppies' girlfriends.
Oh, that makes
The one
sense.
with the crazy hair.
Tom Schwartz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
okay.
like she was.
Oh,
in
the girl.
episode.
The girl sitting across from him at the table.
Yeah.
We're definitely not going to know anyone's names realistically.
All right.
We'll know Sheena. Anyway,
Shiana.
This show description helped me with the names. Now I feel like I got some names.
Okay.
do you want to do what is the show?
Imagine living in La La Land and your name's Lala. That's
Oh,
insane.
yeah. deep.
No, I mean that's probably why our name's that.
No
Shows
fucking
Maybe it's
way.
pronounced weird. Maybe it's like Lele or something.
No. All right. So
Sup,
yeah,
Lele?
Max, give me what is this show?
this is a sort of Real Housewives type show of just, people living crazy lives, and sort of what brings them together is they're all somehow related to this restaurant. It's run by Lisa Vanderpump, and she's in charge. One might say that Vanderpump rules.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Noah just got it.
And yeah, and then it's just a bunch of, probably fake drama, but yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that's one thing I want to know. Like, how much of this is real drama versus like fake drama?
It seems like it can't be real.
No.
There's just this took place over 2 days. There's so much drama.
Well, there's 30 people. I mean,
lot.
well, like, are these
This
people
is
all
like-
just idiots? Is the real question. Well, like, if they're all idiots, maybe.
well, it's like this has been going on for 6 years, right? So like this is
all just
these are
pent-up
people who have to
drama.
have continuous drama. It's not just like you've drawn you have a month where you have a lot of drama going on. It's like continuous.
But like,
I like how you say continuous.
when we get into
Continuous.
when we get into the minutia, there's some timelines on this of from last season to this season that just seem like crazy things are why are things happening so quickly? This is bizarre.
All right, I'll go over, I guess, what happened in the episode. There's not a whole lot. It's just people worked the first night, and they were all leading up to this birthday party with Sheena, and they all just give updates on their relationships and how shitty of people they are. And I guess there's this storyline that actually does kind of progress, is that Tom is trying to go in a restaurant with Miss Vanderpump, and he's investing quite some money for him, most likely. It's some sort of inheritance money, so he's not grown up with it. And then I guess more minutia-esque. But they go see the place, and he's just kind of wishy-washy because he wants to do it his way. And Miss Vanderpump has done 40 restaurants or something, so it's you should probably just listen to what she says, is my 2 cents on it. But that's kind of all that kind of happens.
There's a bunch of arguing.
There's a bunch of drama.
constantly about
We'll get
everything.
into it with the minutia. I don't know if
Right.
there's anything
Just a lot of arguing.
I have one very important minutia that really ties
Yeah,
this
yeah.
whole together.
We'll get to the
What
minutia.
is
We're in the
most
minutia.
important minutia?
Okay. So they work at this restaurant. It's called Sur, S-U-R. Stands for Sexy Unique Restaurant.
Was that the thing that ties it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. They all live.
They all live and work or whatever.
work.
I don't
They
know.
don't live in the restaurant.
They
work
who
at the
knows? They
restaurant.
might. No, they definitely live in apartments.
Yeah.
I kind of if I was maybe it's just this is why I'm not in this business. If I was in the business of opening restaurants, someone's like, I'm going to name my restaurant Sir because it's unique, sexy restaurant, sexy unique restaurant. Is that it?
Yeah.
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 And I'm like, that's dumb. Why would you do that?
That's the stupidest
no
name
one,
I've ever
no
heard.
one will ever go to that restaurant.
Who
That's why
would-
we're not in the restaurant business.
But will you ever know that? Will you ever know that it is sexy, unique restaurant?
Yeah,
Where does it say that?
It definitely says on the sign.
So it says "Sir" in
I mean,
giant
I didn't
letters and
see
in,
it, but I
in
have to
really
assume.
tiny letters.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
I agree.
You
I
can't
don't
put an
think so.
acronym like that on the
Yeah,
sign.
I think
I'll
it's
look
just
up their
Sir.
website.
Yeah.
I'll see if
you
their
can have it on the
website-
menu, maybe.
That
but not on the
said,
sign.
Lisa Vanderpump owns 33 bars and restaurants.
That's nuts.
So they
She's doing something right.
yeah, they got something going on.
I mean, you just advertise your new restaurant and
Yeah.
your old restaurants. And
I
if
mean,
if you make a good restaurant, you get the food's good, the drinks are good, you
Who
like
knows?
it.
People were definitely in the restaurants / bars that they were showing, but it's on TV, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
But I
you
assume
have a
she's doing
TV
well.
show about
Right.
this restaurant.
Right.
People might go there.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like the restaurant or bar that I'm interested in, but sure,
Right.
I can see how people go there.
Right.
This show did a surprisingly good job of explaining sort of who people are and what their relationships with other people were.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a
Like-
good job with that.
We've
Well,
watched
yeah.
other shows like this where it just completely falls apart because you have no idea.
Right.
It was
It's
hard
true.
to keep up with who was who, but I guess after the
One-
commercials, they would show the names again.
Yeah.
It took
Once-
a while to pick up on that.
Well, sometimes they didn't do a great job. Like James and Jane, the first introduction, but if you spent as soon as you spent like 10 minutes with this character, like you got a better handle on who he was and what the drama in his life was.
Yeah, but you gotta give credit to the editors, where there is character development. Where most of these reality shows, there's no development of the characters.
Yeah.
It's true. There is like a storyline going on.
Yeah, which is good, right?
Which leads me to think it's not very real.
So
There's only so much producers and stuff.
They
can
all
do.
work in a restaurant in L.A.
That's maybe who knows.
Like-
and they're all sleeping with all of each other.
There's
so,
a bar of reality TV people who wanting to become actors, and
Right.
that's already probably 50%, if not more.
Yeah,
And a
but then
reality
why
TV
wouldn't they
show-
just be acting? Like, that's
this
what
is
he's
their
saying.
They
It's
are
true.
acting.
Yeah,
They're acting on the show. That's their only way to get on TV.
right.
They'll do whatever they can.
They gotta get that IMDb credit.
Right.
So what are the two main storylines going on here?
So we should go over the Sheena Katie story.
Shiana.
It's strange. Her name spelling is very strange, but it's just Sheena.
Are we sure?
I feel like we've in the episode they
Oh,
showed
yeah.
it two different ways.
Thank you.
Sheena and Shay.
No, Shay's a different person.
Shay is her
Sheena and Shay.
husband.
Oh, Sheena, a guy.
That's why it's Sheena and Shay.
Yeah.
They had a business together. Or something.
So Katie is
A
the
marriage?
person that threw the party at the end of the episode.
No, that was
No,
Sheena.
that was Sheena.
Is that Sheena?
Yeah.
Katie was the one who got told.
Oh,
There's
Yeah,
no
it was
way.
Sheena's party.
I'm rolling my eyes here.
There's
Sheena-
girl
Yeah.
A and girl B. They
Yeah.
used to be buddies, but now girl A is a
But
real bitch to girl B
So
is-
for
let's
no
take
reason.
the storyline of Sheena. So Sheena goes in and out of the episode. Sheena, her storyline is she used to be married.
She's still married.
She is in the
Katie-
process of getting divorced.
Yes.
And prior to her marriage and right after her marriage, she stood in the same guy.
What is what?
She what with
He
the
doesn't-
same
What was
guy?
that?
They don't know what it means to
Strip
shtup.
it.
I'm not Jewish. so I
I've
don't know
never
what's going
heard
on
the
What do you
word
think-
shtup.
What do you think it means to shtup somebody?
I understand because I've seen the episode, but there's lots of people that won't.
I feel like our podcast listeners, they
No
will be
one
up on
knows.
shtup.
No one's ever heard that word before.
Then this is an educational opportunity.
Shtup
shtupping.
is Yiddish for doing.
Is it really?
No, I have no fucking idea.
You don't even know. You're using
Well,
it.
no, it's used.
Well, no,
like-
it means to fuck somebody.
Yeah.
but it implies a casual fucking.
it's a pretty fun word. Regardless,
It doesn't seem very casual. She wants to marry this fucking guy already.
well, that was debatable based on Lisa Vanderpump's takeaway. That
Lisa-
she might just be too quick for the taking.
Yeah, everyone's saying slow down in the show. I don't know. I don't care, but like,
So
Oh my
that's,
God.
that is Sheena's storyline where
But this gets into the timeline thing I was going to talk about. That like
Yeah, that's
she
I wanted to get
broke
into
up.
this.
She went on a break from her husband 6 months ago, and she's not officially divorced yet. Already dating this other guy, Rob, and literally says, "Just waiting to finalize those papers so I can get married again." It's like,
Right.
what are you doing?
It's insane.
And
yeah,
quick
like
for the
something
taking.
about
I feel
she
like-
he was the last one she banged, and he's the first one she banged after
Yeah.
the husband. I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
I assume you've just been banging the whole time, which is why you're getting a divorce. Like that seems obvious, right?
I don't know.
they were together
mean,
for
it's
9
implied.
years. They said
I think it was 6.
6. Okay. Close,
Anyway, there was also like 9 months previous to this season, Katie got
Kate.
married
Yes.
to somebody I don't know who the fuck it is,
Doesn't
and
matter.
it doesn't matter. And you know, Sheena was a bride or not? She was a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
or not,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
the bridesmaid.
at the wedding,
Maid
and
of
now they got in some sort of fight, and the show starts out with say like Katie going to Sheena saying, "You can't come to my party.
You're uninvited to the party.
You're uninvited to the party."
Mean
But your
girl
husband's
situation.
invited.
I
Make sure your
don't want the
husband shows up.
drama. And the reason that they were having a fight, I thought was really like it starts off with Katie saying behind Sheena's back that she has no friends.
Oh yeah, she definitely
And-
said that to her. But what did how did she mean it?
Katie said that was a compliment. And Sheena's like, how is that a compliment? Like every single human being.
How would that possibly? I'm still trying to understand how that's a compliment.
Like if you say I have no friends, and I'm okay with that, then that's fine. But
Still doesn't seem
somebody's-
like a compliment.
It's
It's
but
more
that's
like
not a compliment about yourself. But like that's just you realizing something about yourself.
Oh, you're saying if you say
If
like,
you say it
oh,
about yourself,
right? Like as a retrospective.
but like you can't say that about somebody else.
Yeah, you
and say
can't be
mean it
like,
as a compliment.
Yo, Chris, you got no friends. I meant that as a compliment, though.
Yeah, I was talking. You were talking to Harrison, and I wasn't even there.
Right.
Like that was just like, how would that ever be a compliment?
There's no situation where it's a compliment. Very easy. I don't know. She's a real idiot. Who knows?
What if like it's a loner competition?
It's a learning competition.
Loner. Like,
Loner.
you're in a race to be the least friendly person. Then it could be a compliment.
Do you think the show's a competition?
I don't fucking know.
you really lost me on that
all right,
one.
all right.
All right. So do you think that Katie did this because it's on this reality show, or do you think Katie, like before the show, would like go up to somebody that they're having a lot of drama with and be like, "You're not allowed to my party"? Like, I feel like that's something you say because it makes good TV. I don't know. It seems like as a social person, that seems really hard to say.
There's a lot of this drama that's like it's hard. It seems kind of weird, and so it's like, is it real or not? And yeah, like Sheena going up to Katie and just being like, "I'm uninviting you from my party for kind of no reason," is very bizarre. And wonder if it's for the show.
Well, they definitely made it seem as this episode went on that Sheena and Katie are like, they were like kind of off and on friends, it seems, and like Sheena's just out, especially after this uninvite. But like, how much of that, is before this? I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Who knows? I can't tell if that like the quality that makes this person like be on the show makes it, this kind of drama is what's part of her life, or is she increasing that kind of stuff because she's on the show?
I agree. It's puzzling.
The show doesn't make any fucking sense. We can all agree to that.
Oh yeah.
There's one thing we could take away. It doesn't make a lick
I don't
of
know
sense.
if I have got another thing for Sheena, because like Sheena now I think took over the like apartment from her like husband.
Oh,
when
yeah,
they got
yeah.
divorced.
I know
Oh,
where
yeah,
you're
but they
going.
live on the same
And-
floor or some shit.
No. That's
No,
a different
it's a
thing.
Oh
different
god, there's so many fucking people in this show.
It's insane.
And she took the
Jesus.
second bedroom and just turned it to a giant closet.
Oh yeah.
just
and
like
she's gloating
and it's
about
like
it.
They showed one wall of like, yeah, it's a pretty big closet, and like they backtracked. It's just like a room with all the edges with all this like clothes and stuff. There's like a giant
Turned a
open in
bedroom
the
into
middle.
a closet. You're like, okay.
It's crazy.
Giant, but like
I
you
also
think-
like that they showed a flashback of what her
Ugh.
old apartment looked like. It's just these, like, they had wedding photos, but it's like
Huge.
giant 6 feet by 6 feet wedding
And
photos
multiples.
all over the
It
place.
was, it was
yeah.
3 right next to each other. It was wild.
Who else wants to take a tab at describing what else was interesting about the flashbacks?
Oh yeah, this is a good segue. So this show, and
I think Noah loved it.
Noah definitely loved it. That whenever they do a flashback, it's kind of in black and white, but there's one color that they sort of emphasize really strongly. It's a very interesting like director technique.
If you've seen X on the Beach UK, it's a very similar look.
Oh, do they do
actually.
that?
Yeah.
They
I mean,
do
it's
do
similar
that.
to like a Sin City or something, right? Where it's like, oh, the red is really
The-
strong, but like
yeah.
they do it in the dumbest way.
the
It's like,
best one was like they're just these people are outside in like a car and there's like trees.
Oh, the green trees, that's what I was
leaves,
gonna say.
That
and
green
the
was
leaves
terrible.
were green.
the
and you're
green
like,
leaves are popping in the
what
background.
It was a
fuck?
weird green.
It was so weird, and it didn't make any sense for the shot they were showing.
Makes no
It was
sense.
just like,
Yeah.
we've got no colors for this. This
Yeah.
one,
Doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
and it's just like, okay, maybe not have a color.
Terrible.
If it looks so bad. It looked terrible.
It looked insane.
Like it would have been so much better if they just shot it in color than put like an Instagram filter over it, right? To make it look like old timey
100%
or
shot that
something.
in color.
I know they did, but they didn't show it in color. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Thank you for the technical correction.
just like,
We're
Chris
the minutia
Lorenz.
segment,
It was probably
so-
shown in color in the original episode where we saw it, and now it's not.
Ah, fades over time. Very, very, very fancy.
I mean, sometimes it worked.
Bravo
it just didn't work in
technology.
every
Oh, God.
scene they did it.
Like I did. It was kind of useful as like someone who has never seen the show to be like, okay, here's clearly a flashback and here's not. So I kind of appreciated it, even
Yeah.
though I also thought it was
No.
very strange.
No, I liked it. It was just like, if you don't have a good color, don't pick a color. Like, don't just
pick a dumb color
just
in the
don't pick one if you don't have a good one.
Gotta have a color. That's
Apparently.
the rules.
Got
That's
it.
one of the Vanderpump rules.
Oh, just like the cider house rules.
So the other thing with Kate, like we originally lived like with Katie, like that Katie and her and her really good friend Stassi were uninvited, but Katie's husband was invited.
Was Stassi uninvited?
Stassi was uninvited.
Okay.
It said that in the show description.
Okay. I don't think in the show it showed her being uninvited, but I don't know.
She definitely didn't go.
She didn't go because they're good friends. So like,
Right.
you got uninvited by this bitch. Let's have a girls' night.
Right.
But explain the other weird thing.
Well, there's a couple weird things with Katie and Stassi. So one is that her husband's invited. Is like, yeah, I'm totally going to this party without you.
That seems very weird.
Does
Very
seem
weird.
Very weird. You know, you'd think you'd want to have her back / she'd want you to have her back, and it's like, nah, I'll just go to the party. It's chill.
Nah,
And the
later.
only way that makes sense is if Stasi and Sheena are like having a girls' night, and it's like Stasi's idea.
By the way, I don't think
And
they
like-
call her Stasi. It's Stasi.
It's whatever. It doesn't matter.
But
El
Stasi
Stasi.
are a little different.
Stasi.
Stasi, also the name of a contestant on the Bachelor Winter Olympics
That is true.
or Winter Games or whatever.
Where's that name from?
Swedish
you
or
can't
something?
you can't say Olympics. Now we got to pay a fee.
Damn it.
Winter Big Game.
Oh.
The big winter game.
Big Winter Game.
That's what it's called, right?
Max, quick, sing the anthem.
Shit. Wait.
Don't.
I got this.
He doesn't got it.
moving
on.
Bachelor
Oh,
Olympics.
You can't say Olympics.
Damn it. That's another like bunch of money, Max. Come on. get your
Max,
shit
you're paying
together.
all these fines.
Oh,
Man, I feel bad for
including mine.
I'll
ZipRecruiter.
cut it out. Don't worry.
And then they tell the husband that he can go.
Yeah. No, for
There's
sure.
definitely a conversation about it, but it's still like maybe he should like go to a movie or something.
Well, that's another thing where it's like they need him at the party for the drama for the show. So like
Oh,
they have to
yeah.
like have the drama of the girls not going. Like, but we need you at the party for the drama.
you think
So-
there's not a lot of like emotion between the two of them about it,
No.
right?
You're just like, oh yeah, it's whatever.
Like
Yeah.
there was like one shot of Sheena being pretty emotional about how like
Katie, you keep getting them mixed up.
whatever. Fuck. You're right. It is Katie.
It also plays
About
into how
Katie
it's all
being
fake,
emotional.
Katie, Stassi,
right?
Freddie,
Wouldn't you
whatever.
think that scene would be more like real if this was a real show?
I don't know what would be real about any of these situations. So I don't know how real people would react. Because I don't know people that get into these situations.
That's very fair.
So one last crazy thing about Stassi
Ooh,
is
Stassi.
that they had a small video of Katie and Tom on their honeymoon, and Stassi was also on their honeymoon with them.
El Stasi.
You
El
think this is
Stasi.
some sort of polygamy situation?
Like, that's a reasonable interpretation. I just think that they have a really weird relationship, and Stassi's just kind of there all the time. And Stassi makes a comment like, you know, what are you going to do there? If I hadn't been there, I don't know what they would have been doing with their time. I made it fun. And it's like, I think when you go on a honeymoon to a place like that, the couple has a plan of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
We should do personal interviews as a follow up to this episode with people in that same position. We should go find Stassi and ask her opinion.
All right. So we'll book Noah a flight to L.A. I want you to report back about what's going on at Sir.
Will the pod pay for my flight?
Max will pay for your flight out of his fines to the Olympics.
Thanks, Max.
Sure thing.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't get it. Could you imagine trying to date Stassi, El Stasi, and like she's like always hanging out with this other couple? Like just like you went on their honeymoon? Like that's crazy.
So
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Like check out this vacation photos of me and their honeymoon.
They
Like,
did have that weird scene though. So there was this other story. I forgot even any of their names. There's two guys that hang out that look a lot like each other.
Oh, James,
James-
and
Logan.
Logan.
I wrote
Yeah,
it
that
down.
was it.
Yeah, you can picture what they look like. Their names are James and Logan. And they hang out a lot together.
I don't know what Noah's implying over here.
I'm confused, Noah. Can you spell it out for me?
James.
oh my god,
I had to go there because
The boy ain't getting it.
No,
Just-
that was on purpose.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so they're getting lunch.
Anyway, so James and Logan are hanging out at their apartment. They're being James and Logan, and it seems like they may be together. Like this is like their life, which is all good and dandy. But no, then James throws out this curveball that his girlfriend's coming back, and she's about to walk in. And so they're just hanging out in the apartment, expecting the girlfriend to come back. The girlfriend walks in, and obviously James is super excited because the girlfriend's there. They start hugging, kissing because they haven't seen each other in a long time. And then they just politely ask Logan to leave because they have more important things to do. The whole scene was shot just a little awkwardly. And if you know your girlfriend's coming back at that moment, why would you just be hanging out knowing that situation would come up?
That's clearly a scene shot for the show. Like that's
It
not
was
a
all
real
staged,
thing. Yeah.
100%.
There's definitely some things in the show that are 100% staged.
Oh, it was like
That
she
is.
didn't come home right at that moment.
No, all three of them were there for the shoot. Like the cameras were there. They're like,
The
"Hey,
makeup
we need
was
you to
on.
catch up." And then at some point, girlfriend will come in, you leave, and you look real awkward for what you make it seem like it's real. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe that's why the lines come out kind of awkward. They're like, yeah, we got more important business to do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely one of
That's a
the
good point.
most more awkward scenes in the whole.
Right. I'm sure it's just
Yeah.
because like the producers are like, I don't know, just say this. And they're like, well, that
Well,
sounds
it's
dumb.
catch. You
but
got to
whatever.
catch up. Like we're catching up with you, James. Have a conversation about it. I don't know if
Right.
they're actually feeding them lines.
Yeah,
but
they're like, all
like,
right, yeah. Like,
hey,
Chris and
Logan.
James, go talk about
yeah,
something.
it's like,
I
hey,
don't
Rob,
know.
we hanging out all summer. Remember hanging out? Yeah,
remember
all
hanging
that,
out.
All that hanging out we're doing.
All that time.
This isn't an awkward conversation, right, James?
One thing that's surprising about the show, it takes place in LA. Bunch of people go into different places. There is very little about cars in the show.
Yeah.
That's true. There's like no cars in this show.
No, the only time
They
they
didn't even
showed a
show them
car,
driving somewhere.
Lisa Vanderpump got out of a Rolls Royce
Of
to
course
go
she
into
would.
Sir.
Of course.
Of course, that bitch would.
There were definitely some cars in the this season on though.
Yeah.
What
Speaking
was
of
that
the
theory?
this season on, and also your description, it seems like this storyline comes up again. There are
Which one?
There are rumors about James's sex life.
Oh. Which leads us to an interesting character.
No, that's
Is that-
Jack's. Not no.
God damn, there's so many people on the
I
show. You kidding
But
me?
but yeah, it seems like
I thought I had that one.
So
Damn it.
this show needs to adopt the "Are you the one" thing of both putting people's names on the screen way more often, but giving everyone descriptive nicknames.
Right.
yeah.
Like that would help out so much. It's
You
like
can't give-
the
DJ.
Sheena, birthday girl bitch, and stuff like that. You know, it's like,
And
oh yeah.
it has to change as the episode and season goes on.
Well, we talked about we want "Are you the one" to do that and update them as the show's going on. So I'm trying to push that in there. But like,
I love
it's
that idea
so
about this show.
hard. Like, I'm sure
You
if
need to
you're
give me something.
I'm sure
right?
if you're a real Vanderpump head and you're now you've been watching 5 seasons, you're season 6, you kind of figure out who all these people are. And I'm sure like
I guess
season
people aren't
1
changing as much.
so I bet like
it's
season 1 had fewer people, and they're adding every season like because they're just banging, more,
banging
people,
more people.
and they somehow become part of the main cast. But it's walking into it. It's just super tough. They need to make it easier to know who's who. It's crazy.
So, as a Who Put This On history lesson, we watched Real Housewives of something like episode 8, and we
Atlanta?
were so lost.
Oh yeah, we
like,
Didn't know what
I can't
the-
imagine showing up in this show, even episode 2. Like, they spend at least half this episode kind of recapping the drama and getting you to know at least some of the people.
You got a
I
base.
couldn't imagine showing up the most recent
like
episode
episode
aired
20
like episode
something.
18 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, episode 18 aired this week.
And like, you can imagine just rolling up 2 minutes into that on real TV, like on VH1, and you're like, what the? Who are these fucking people? Like the drama and like
I'm pretty
the
sure that's
number
what
of
happened
people
with
is so
Real
insane.
Housewives when we watched it. We're like, what in the hell is going on? Why do all these people hate each other? Why are they all freaking out?
So, watch Real Housewives of New Jersey was the 4th ever episode of Who Put This On.
No
Easy,
way.
Austin.
And
Watch
so this might be a good time to do a quick side tangent on. So Lisa Vanderpump is the main character who owns the restaurant. So she was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills,
Oh
one of
my
the
God.
OG Beverly Hills housewives. But she was actually a child actress in the 70s.
Oh, what show?
All sorts of random things you've never heard of.
Okay.
And then she's also been on Dancing with the Stars.
Is she the star or is she like a judge?
She's
Or?
definitely
She was
a
a star who was dancing, and it didn't seem like she made it very far.
That's a shame.
That's interesting. So how old was she when she was on this Real Housewives show?
I could look
She's
up.
at least in her 50s, right?
I'm gonna say late 40s.
She's 57 right now.
There you go.
She
57 right now. I'm guessing she was late 40s when she started on.
I can't tell if she looks bad for her age or good for her age. I'm just like, she doesn't look great.
She's very plastic.
Right.
Nah, she just looks weird.
We talked about it. I don't remember who it was of all the multiple people in the show, but there was one woman who you clearly it's like she was wearing this top.
Sheena.
It was Sheena.
Yeah.
So her
blonde one?
her
With the
skin was
stomach?
kind of freckly.
Oh, it wasn't.
It wasn't Sheena.
No, that's
her
not
skin.
Sheena.
Her like shoulders were kind of freckly, but then her face had a very different tone and was super smooth. And like
It's a girl with the chop top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who's that?
I don't know.
The blonde girl with the
Doesn't
a
matter.
lot of boobs.
So there's
The one married, or no, the one dating
Tom.
and got the
We had her name
credenza for
earlier.
3 years.
Wait, were they dating each other? Or
They were
she's
dating.
gay
They've been
and
dating for
she's
3
hanging out?
years, and they just got
No,
the
they're dating.
credenza.
Oh, okay, that was unclear.
So
That's part of
yeah.
Tom and Tom's restaurant. I was gonna try to transition to Tom and Tom's
Double
Let's
restaurant.
go to Tom and Tom's restaurant.
Well, I was gonna. There's one thing I
Why
want.
is it called Tom Tom Restaurant?
Tom.
All right. So Tom.
Is it a dumpling house? Tom sounds like a dumpling house for some reason. I don't know.
It is called. So the only time they ever mention it's Tom and Tom's restaurant is when
They're almost stupid for some reason. It's really distracting the
Sorry.
hell out of.
is when they go see the other space on the side on the bottom of the TV. It says Tom Tom's restaurant.
Tom.
And it's because Tom and his friend Tom are
Our partners.
the two partners in this restaurant. Out of the 4 total partners, I don't really understand how the other Tom is involved. They didn't explain it.
No.
They're just like, Tom is upset that if he is forced to back out, then other Tom is fucked or something. I
So
don't know.
one Tom is putting up 100,000,
100,000.
and then Vanderpump made it seem like she's putting up 900,000 because it's
Yeah.
$1 million investment.
No, no,
She's
no.
like, I owe
She said,
90%.
I give you 10% of the company
Right.
for
Right.
this. So she presumably things were like evaluated at $1 million. I mean, we haven't done Shark Tank, but that's how Shark Tank does it.
But
We
then
haven't done
so
Shark
then
Tank?
No.
How have we not done Shark Tank?
put it on.
Is it a reality
It's on
show?
the queue. You
It's a
could have
reality
suggested
show.
it.
That
Oh,
would have
okay.
been kind of good.
Put it in the hopper. Love that show.
Hop it.
But then what is other Tom doing?
Yeah,
he's
I
just
don't know.
kind of there, and like when first Tom is explaining all his ideas, he's like, man, he's got all these ideas, and then Vanderpump shows up, and he's like, oh yeah, that all makes sense too.
No, Vanderpump shows up, and this guy's like, I don't know, let's install a row of toilets right here. Like,
Well-
what do you mean? That's where the bar was gonna go. Why you just want to pick up?
Well, the
bathrooms out of here?
Vanderpump husband.
Yeah, he's nuts.
Mr.
And she
V.
was also nuts. She's like, we're putting a 300-foot chandelier right in the middle of this room, and you're like,
Well,
what is?
That was the craziest part about their design, which again they've had this be their 34th, 5th restaurant, was the kitchen was going to be up a flight of stairs.
Yeah,
Which
and the waitresses have to go. Like
Yeah,
waitresses
that
have to go up
seems
and down
tough.
a flight of
Uh,
stairs with every drink and every.
I don't think it's
food.
every. I don't think the drinks were upstairs.
Oh, it's just the
It's just
food.
the restaurant.
even the food, like then you have to have like several dumb waiters, likely, because you really don't want people going up and down stairs
Yeah.
with food and plates.
Yeah, they mentioned something about a dumbwaiter.
Did they? I missed that. Okay.
Well, I mean, so Tom comes into this vacant place. And he's like, "Here I see sexy TVs,
Sexy
and
TVs.
here I see a sexy bar." And he's like, he's got this like grand vision. And then Vanderpump comes in, and is like, "Yeah, we have all the paperwork. We filled out all the shit. This is what it's gonna look like."
We're putting the
And like
fireplace
Tom's
over
like,
there.
"But I'm a partner. What the fuck? I want the sexy TVs." And she's like, "Well, did you file the permits? Did you fucking do all this shit?" No. So shut the fuck up. I've done
Chris is
30
laying down
fucking
the law.
restaurants. You're like, you should be happy that I'm here to show you the ropes.
Right.
And you
She
probably
kinda was
make
just
money
like-
out of it
Yeah.
because, I want you to run the bar.
Yeah. I think she was kind of
And-
just like, shut up, get behind the bar, and look sexy.
Yeah,
And, like,
and
serve
you
the
get
drinks.
and you
And
like
you
making
get
money.
10%.
Yeah,
Like-
like this is a ridiculous thing that Tom wants. Tom is a big dick about this whole situation.
Well, that was one of the conclusions we came to, that everyone on the show.
Everyone in the show is pretty much a big dick. But
Right.
I guess the other through line that
That's
they
a Vanderpump
I
rule,
don't
by
know
the
if
way.
this is also kind of like set up where like Tom is talking to his girlfriend at the beginning of the episode, and he's like apprehensive about spending so much money on this thing, and like, you know, is apprehensive or negative about it. And then
He's
they
kinda
have
just venting
Vanderpump
his, like, you
sitting
know, yeah.
like the table right next to the bar, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't see you there," and she hears the whole thing, and I'm like, "There's no way, that's not happening."
I agree. They actually seemed pretty far away when they showed the shot. Didn't we notice that as well?
Yeah, they definitely didn't seem like
No.
they were close enough, unless those people were like really shouting for some reason,
Right.
Just yelling.
just yelling.
I hate that bitch. Like what?
Like this is in the restaurant.
Right.
This
Her
is
restaurant.
Also, don't vent about your boss in her own restaurant.
Yeah.
You idiot. You giant idiot. Just
Yeah,
go
it's
anywhere
just like,
else.
I thought you said you left, and it was like, this is a dumb excuse the producers gave you.
Manufactured
so you could have
drama.
this.
My favorite is when he calls it, that was a private conversation that happened in a restaurant with a camera on.
Privé.
In a public
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
On her show.
On her show.
She's probably some kind of executive producer at this
Oh,
point on the show, right?
No doubt.
No
like,
She's probably, her
She
name
probably
is in the
reviewed
title.
the tape.
She's executive producer
yeah.
from
she
day
saw
one.
the tape. She's like, well, obviously you didn't think I was going to look at the tape that we're recording.
Right.
You idiot.
Yeah, that's why it just seems like. you
Yeah,
know,
it's all
Yeah, that's a good point.
All right. Tom story, boring.
Tom Tom dumplings.
Moving on to the juicy stuff. Let's talk
Juice.
What you got?
about
What juice you got?
Jax and Katie.
Sure.
Jackson Brittany.
Oh, Brittany?
Which one's Brit?
Squeeze the
Katie
juice,
wasn't
Max.
at the party.
Okay, yeah.
Squeeze
that's
it.
What's up with Jackson Brittany?
right. Jackson Brittany going strong. He supposedly intends to marry her.
Dose years.
Somebody says, "Hey, I heard a rumor."
Isn't Jax a wedding ring designer?
I
think that was his
I don't know if he was a
occupation.
wedding ring designer. I think he's a bartender, but he made a big deal of he has the wedding ring he's going to use to propose to Brittany designed. But let's be clear, he has not proposed yet and has no intention to do so anytime soon. Very strange.
Oh yeah, it was something like not today though, right? It's like, oh yeah, this is for when we're ready, but not today.
Well, it's pretty clear that Jax has been unfaithful in the past.
Yeah, he
Yes.
seems to be sort of the situation type where he's just sleeping around all the time.
And it seems that
Sort of a Corey type.
she deals with it because he's very attractive.
But like, what has he cheated on her before, or has he cheated on other relationships?
I
in the
think
past
it's the
before?
latter.
Okay.
I would find it very, like, they just said like the drama that they showed leading up to this makes it seem like they had some shit happen like 3 months ago or like 4 months ago or something. They were like, yeah, after this trip we were like real good when I was like, hey man, put up with this or I'm leaving. You know you find me very attractive and you want me, so like, I'll be faithful, but you gotta like, deal with some shit. And I'd find it very hard to believe that he is faithful at all.
Is this the character that I want to get to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Rumor going around that he's stooping another girl. There's that word again.
This rumor, like when they say it's going around, like you're like, oh yeah, like a day or two ago somebody said no. It's literally one person going around the bar, spread the rumor in real time.
What was like the one? It was Tom, right? Tom. They have a thing of Tom saying, "Oh, there's this rumor I heard about Jax hooking up with Faith."
Yeah,
Faith?
this girl named
Faith.
Faith.
Wee-oo. Challenge alert. Faith will be on the next season of The Challenge. Moving on.
The final reckoning.
The final reckoning.
Oh, she's on the reckoning. How?
Yeah.
What is she reckoning? Who she got
I-
beef with?
I think there was supposed to be another Vanderpump person on, and then it didn't happen.
Was
so
it
it's just her with no vendetta.
Yeah.
Was it Brittany?
I don't know.
Oh, is Brittany the same Brittany on Challenge Brittany?
No.
Okay. Their names are just both Brittany.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
Jax is stooping.
So
Faith.
like that's what Tom comes up with
Allegedly.
before the party, and then they get to this party. Fate is there. Jax is there. Tom is there.
Everybody's
the
fucking
only three people that are involved in this situation are already there. And then Tom goes and talks to Jax and be like, is this true? And Jack's like, no, this is not true. How could I? I love Brittany. Brittany, I love her. And Fate like goes through this whole situation where I was watching this 98-year-old woman and Jack just came at me and I didn't stop him.
It all happened so fast.
It happened so fast.
So fast.
And I might be pregnant.
And I might be pregnant.
I gotta give. So she's telling this to James. I gotta give James some props on his insane facial expressions during this story. It definitely added to my enjoyment of the Faith, her tragic situation.
Yeah.
So Faith is definitely saying to people that like, "Yup, this is what happened."
Yeah. And Jax is saying,
Jax is like,
this
ain't no
didn't
way.
happen.
But in a, who knows who's telling what? Nobody knows.
I mean, I'd believe Fate over a Jax anyway.
Sure. I mean, it seems more the way they tee it up for sure.
I mean, and then the next time on, this is the
during
funny
this party,
thing is
literally the rumor is spreading around. People
Yeah.
are just whispering in all directions.
To be fair, part of the reason the rumor's spreading around is that Faith is there telling people this
Right.
is what happened.
It's just-
yeah, I mean, it's a
going
topic
around.
of conversation.
But then
Topic of
some
conversation.
rando that, we talk about
he
we
was
don't
a
know
person
people.
on the show. We just don't know him yet.
It's possible.
Right.
Just goes up to Brittany and is telling her a situation. And she's like, what?
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
she's like,
if
if this is happening, dumping him. I move all the way across the country for him. Blah, blah,
I'm
blah,
taking
blah.
the dogs.
Yeah, whatever. The other odd thing is that they bookended the beginning of this with this kind of like confessional kind of like
We gotta talk about these confessionals.
We haven't talked about the confessional
these
at all.
these weird confessionals that they've got, and it was like, have you been unfaithful to Brittany? Is like essentially what it leads up to in the very beginning, where all five of us are like, what the fuck? We gotta stop watching this show. Like, what the fuck's happening? We have no idea.
Then they pulled the old 2 days earlier
Yeah.
move.
If they didn't do that, like they had about 10 seconds, we were definitely pulling the cable on this one.
Yeah, it was a real close call.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like probably a good tee up for previous for like, if you've watched up to now.
Yeah.
But like,
It's like
I
we've
just
always-
kind of
yeah.
ignored the whole thing because I didn't know what was going on, and I was just waiting for them to actually start introing people.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a very bad intro to the show.
I was trying to keep up, and it didn't make any sense. I'm like, what in the hell are we watching? I have no idea.
It still does. There's still like 18 people. On
If
the
you
show we
ignore
don't
that,
know.
At
No,
first,
like, that
I was
should
trying
be
to
the
figure out
advice.
if that was like
Yeah.
a previously, and I was trying to catch
Yeah.
you up, and I was just like, I'm not really following what's happening.
Yeah, it definitely they teed it up like a previously on. You're like, and then we're gonna answer this question: have you been faithful on this episode? And I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah. They just all they need to do is say this season on and show that thing, and you're like, okay,
This
whatever. It's
episode
the
on.
But
highlight.
it was mostly this episode on, except that confessional where they ask Jax was not in the episode, so it must be in episode 2, head title Unfaithful. Spoiler alert?
Spoilers.
Question mark. But Max, tell me about these confessionals.
Okay, so you know how like normally when you have a confessional, you're in like a little tiny booth.
Yep.
It's maybe like you and your buddy,
Yep.
and just like looking at a camera. The confessionals in this show are insane. It's like a whole fancy room, and there's like a nice cocktail in the background, and you're wearing the most insane suit.
They're
or-
dressed so fancy in all these confessionals.
They're like dressed to go to a ball.
It's
almost.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the
yeah,
camera
it's-
movement.
Oh yeah, like the camera's sort of moving around. I know I've seen that somewhere, but I can't really place where. But yeah, it's weird.
is-
It's different, and it's not bad.
You know, I was like, is this a main character or not? And they got this nice confessional. I'm like, okay, that's a main character. If they didn't get a confessional, I'm like, who knows? Will they be back? I don't know. I was going to say, just like these confessionals are just so... The whole show is shot so well that I have a hard time making it seem like a reality show. Like, I don't know if that's just me.
Oh yeah.
It feels like it's shot
yeah.
like a movie. Like the whole like colors, the lighting,
Yeah,
everything
everything's
seems
a little bit too good, and like
seems
that's
like
another
really
reason
good.
that makes you feel like it's not real because it looks like other shows we've seen where they've done that style, and then spoilers later revealed to not be real.
So, to clarify, it's not quite Siesta Key style.
Right, that's kind of
Yeah, it definitely feels more real than like
Siesta
Key, 100%.
It's just like, high quality camera work, but it definitely is
Yeah.
reality style.
Yeah, it just feels like VH1 has like the budget. Like, we've been watching some MTV shows.
Hey man, they're
not having
It's
the,
Bravo.
the budget of VH1
They're blowing
shows.
all the
This is
budget on
Bravo,
those
Chris.
stunts.
Bravo.
Oh, sorry, Bravo. I forget. I think are they owned by the same company?
Everything's Viacom.
Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter. You're right. Bravo. Is this our second Bravo show?
I think we've done some other Bravo shows.
Real
I'd have to
Blah
go into the
Wives?
minutia.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, we've been who put MTV on for a while.
Oh yeah, we've definitely been that show. Oh, man,
Let's see.
Bravo.
I have some other minutia notes.
Hit me.
Oh yeah,
Like some of
there was definitely something that I yelled to write down, but I can't remember what it was now.
It was. I said that because I was trying to be nice.
Oh yeah, it was I meant it as a compliment thing.
Yeah.
Faith talked about Jack sucking her toes.
Yeah.
So
That happened.
Yeah. So when Tom went to the restaurant, he was like, "These sexy TVs, and people love nostalgia."
Oh, the
nostalgia.
nostalgia.
They had a debate on the show about how he was pronouncing nostalgia.
I thought that was pretty good. There was a pretty crazy married conversation with Sheena. It was like she just got married. It's like, oh, it's so great now that we're married. We can have like long-term planning.
Talking about
You know,
Katie?
oh, what? Fucking yes, Katie.
So many
every
people.
time, Katie. And there was like a really weird conversation with Katie and El Stasi.
Oh yeah.
Who was the one packing in that one scene? Some girl was
That
like
was
packing.
El Stacy.
I think that was El Stasi. Yeah.
El Stasi.
It was fucking insane.
It was Katie.
This
Katie
girl's,
came
like,
over.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that was
packing.
that. Then that right after that, they had that conversation about
Oh,
like
God.
how much better it is to be married than
That
not
was an
married.
insane scene. This girl is literally packing up like her apartment or something,
I don't know. Was she
dressed
was
to the
seem-
nines, like full makeup, like
She
looking
seemed like
like
she was
clubbing.
I
unpacking.
don't know if she was. Now that I think back through it, she made.
Maybe.
She's talking about air conditioning.
Oh, maybe she was unpacking.
I think she was setting up an air conditioning
That's
unit.
what it seemed like to
that
me.
makes
Slightly
way more
less
Would
sense.
you
crazy.
do so? Would you do that dressed to the nines?
No.
Much more likely to do
Much
that.
more likely than pack, because like packing, you know what you're in for. You're like, oh, this day's gonna suck. I'm gonna be packing these boxes for hours. You're unpacking an air conditioning. You're like, I don't know. I'm just gonna pull this thing out of the box,
Well, I got to get dressed up for this TV show,
and I gotta be on this TV
Well,
show.
it was like there was like something in a box,
Yeah.
and she pulled it out of the box for a brief second, and then we came back later, and it was like there was nothing in a box. I didn't see a box anywhere. I just saw an air conditioner.
Yeah.
So like, I was like confused when you said she was packing.
I
to
like
be
the way that
honest.
firut shot was. It looked like she was
Like,
packing.
you
and I
said she
just
was
so blown
packing,
away.
and I was like, oh yeah, I know that's definitely what she's doing, and like it's just thinking about it now. I'm like,
Yeah.
actually, I'm putting.
Oh yeah, the beginning of that scene starts out great. So this is the first time we've met El Stasi, and
Is that her actually name?
Her name's definitely Stasi.
Oh, okay, I'm like, we're making this nickname El Stasi up.
Don't worry about
It
it.
can't be her real name.
We'll clue you in when the mics are in hot.
So El Stasi, she's like, let me, and Katie comes in and she's like, I'm gonna make some strawberry margaritas
Oh,
because I
yeah.
can blend up some real fruit to make it healthy.
It's got real fruit. It's healthy. Yo, we got to do that trick. We should. I think we need blended margaritas for the next pod.
Next time I make a fruit mojito, I'll be like, oh, this is real healthy.
You need the fruit stuff, the real fruit.
What about a blends neck margarita?
Oh,
What do you even blend in that? The
Or-
Mountain Dew? That doesn't work.
the guac.
You just put like an avocado in there. There's no way that's gonna be good.
What was the weird thing the queer eye guy put in the guac again?
Greek yogurt.
Greek
Oh,
yogurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yogurt.
What if you put Greek yogurt in your redneck margarita?
Now,
Oh,
what
no.
you're telling me is you want tequila, Mountain Dew, and avocado and Greek yogurt all in a blender together?
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
you
That
could,
can't be
You
good.
could do some grapes maybe.
We are. This is completely
Moving on.
off the
All
rails.
right, all right. There's two really like weird pieces of art we saw.
Oh yeah.
James, do you
Bubba
remember
rubba
this?
rubba.
Bubba rubba rubba
Oh, that!
art?
Oh my God! What was going on with that poster? It
Can
was
you
like
can somebody describe the poster?
it was like okay, so it's like a black and white textured sort of like portrait style or like landscape, like canvas essentially. No glass or anything, and it just has the words in black, so it's like a white backdrop with a dark black paint.
And it's like spray painted.
And it's like, yeah, it's like spray paint, like not graffiti style, but like somebody had clearly drawn
It's just
it.
like written out.
Right. It's like written out. And it's like, I don't even know what the first line says, but I'll start you from line 2, which was just rub, the word R-U-B, space, bub, B-U-B, rubber, or something on the bottom one.
Rubber.
Bub, rub, rubber. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Who has that?
Yeah, I was like, we got to bring that up.
Yeah.
That's-
Who the hell? Oh, my
It's
God.
art, James. You just don't
It's
understand.
some kind of art.
And then when we also see Sheena's apartment where she had giant photos of the wedding, there's also a massive like painting kind of canvas of herself.
It's insane.
It's
Who does
huge.
that?
It was really big. Somebody that does that with their wedding photos too.
But like 3 of their wedding photos on the wall, like
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
like
these
8 by
are
10s.
yeah, these were really really big.
Oh my God.
Way too big.
Like what would you like? What's your reaction when you walk in somebody's apartment and it's just like those 3 giant photos of them being married? Like if I walked into Rob's house and it's just like these huge things of Rob and Emmy, like love you guys, but I'm like, this is a little bit much.
It would be a bit much.
I don't know. I don't know how to react. Like I would say I thought it would be weird. I don't think I'd ever mention it. I'd probably go. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't go back. Like if I know, if it was like I didn't
Right,
know
like
the,
if
if
they're
I
your
didn't
friends.
know the
Go back.
person,
Oh, you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
But would you say something?
if I was if I got really drunk or something, I probably would. Like,
Only if you were drunk though.
like I wouldn't say anything sober. Probably. Maybe depends what kind of mood I'm in. There's definitely a mood where I probably would.
Okay.
Who wore a puffy shirt to this masquerade ball?
That was Tom.
One of the Toms.
One of the
It's
Toms.
like a silk puffy shirt.
Toms who said that thing in the restaurant with the
Yeah, it's
credenza.
Tom.
Okay, Tom won.
The other Tom's not really in the show.
Yeah.
He's in the show for the whole Katie thing of he's going to the party even though she's not invited.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Wait.
other Tom.
It's Tom, Katie's husband or whatever.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't fucking know. There was also some time where Vanderpump said she was like,
Oh yeah.
she was like leaving the restaurant area and she says, "I'm going to pump." And I'm like, what the
And everyone
fuck
just
is-
takes it stone
super,
faced.
super
like, yep.
seriously. They were like, I have no idea what that is.
So, Pump is probably a location, like maybe one of her restaurants is called Pump. But I like to imagine I'm going to Pump is her way. She's going to pump iron.
Yeah, she's definitely going to the
going
gym.
to work out, like try to get really like
I got too much stress. I'm
Ronnie
going to
muscled up there.
Just GTL right now.
The name
Yeah.
of the restaurant is definitely the best theory we came up with, though. Like that seems
Yeah.
the most.
We're just
likely.
like,
Oh, speaking of name of restaurant, I mentioned this. I explored the Sir mobile site very extensively. Does not mention what Sir stands for anywhere.
yeah, I'm telling you, there's no place where if you are at Sir where it says anything about it being some sort of
Sexy,
sexy.
unique.
I mean,
unique
I
restaurant.
just found, Internet Corner, I found something that says it's called SUR Restaurant and Lounge, which stands for Sexy Unique Restaurant, and Lounge.
Okay. Yeah. Moving on. There was also when they were talking about Jax, he was talking about his, he's moved on from his low key Tinder accounts. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
what? What is a low key Tinder account?
I also like that Tinder account was plural.
Oh, yeah.
that's
It's
true.
now in vogue to describe things as low key.
Like, don't you need to sign in with your Facebook profile there?
You make a new Facebook profile,
Yeah, no, I get it. So he's just making multiple Facebook profiles
I guess.
to make Tinder accounts.
Your Tinder game's not hard enough, Chris.
Apparently not. I guess my last minutia note was Tom was talking about his restaurant and he's going to go to Colorado to do some research
Oh, yeah.
on marijuana to put marijuana in the drinks. And he's like, that's illegal. And he's like, oh, well, I was going there and I went to do some research and apparently it's illegal. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, are you a restaurant or a bud house? Like, what's going on?
yeah, well, you can't.
I don't think it's legal to
You're
serve.
not allowed. You
that,
can't
yeah.
You can't sell marijuana and have them consume marijuana
Right.
on premises.
I wonder if you can do that with CBD. Moving on.
I don't think so. I think that's my last minutia note. unless
All right,
anyone
So we're
else-
saying that Tom maybe not the best planner of restaurants.
Tom is way over his head. Has a massive ego.
Massive ego.
Like he should definitely not be able to go into this with Vanderpump. But
The Vanderpump.
Miss
Vanderpump.
Miss
He just got to take that 10%, try to make some profit, and then,
No,
then open the
Vanderpump
next
just
place.
needs to walk away. But she's not going to walk away because it's part of the show. And she knows that this giant ego is going to
He
clash.
can't afford the whole thing. Like, he needs her 90%
No,
money.
obviously he's not going to do it by himself.
Right.
He doesn't have $1 million to invest.
Clearly.
He barely has the $100,000 to invest, I bet. So, like, she's just doing it for the show.
Yep. Ratings?
Sure. Max, hit me off.
James or thirds?
Leave it
Whatever
out
you
with-
want, man.
You can do you.
You
All
do
right.
you.
I didn't hate it. I wouldn't watch more. I did not despise it. Middle third, bottom of the middle.
Fair. James, what do you got me?
Man, Max makes some great points here. I really want to put this show in the bottom.
But
Like, I really do.
We've
But
seen far
the
worse
thing,
shows.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like the intro of the show was horrific. It was just terrible. But if you just kind of skip on past that, like, it kind of goes somewhere. It's kind of interesting. I don't really want to watch any more of it. But, like, it wasn't that bad. And, like, in the end, we got through it. And aside from there just being so many fucking people with probably some fake drama, that's really, like, the negatives. It's shot super well. It looks like, you know, pretty done. It's done right. Like, editing's fine. There's not a crazy amount of recaps and things. And so, like, it's really, like, it's as much as I want to throw in the bottom, I can't. So it has to go in the middle, but I will put it at the bottom of the middle.
One more thing in its favor is this season on Vanderpump Rules, very well edited. Looks like some good
the
stuff.
The production and editing is definitely good.
Yeah.
So, like, just because, like, the people on the show I don't really, like, want to get really super into, and the drama definitely seems fake. But
yeah.
I mean, that's just what drama is. I might not know drama. Do
Who
you know
does know
drama?
drama? TNT. All right, Rob. What do you got?
TNT, pay me money.
I'm kind of on the same page. I think this is a solid middle show. As the show went on, it kind of was like drawing me in. It was pretty interesting. Like, there's definitely way too many people, but I wondered, like, that problem is that, like, if you get devoted to the show, that problem kind of goes away.
Yeah.
But, like, I do feel like there was just so much of the drama seemed kind of a little fake and manufactured. I wonder, like, how that holds up over time and things like that. So even though the too many people problem might get better and where the drama problem might go, but, like, it was kind of fun, but I don't think, and as we said, production value is great, looks really great. They're wearing ridiculous clothes even for the confessionals. I enjoyed that. But yeah, I think it's solid, but not in number one, so I'm putting it in the middle.
All right, Noah. What you got?
I'm kind of with the rest of the crew. A solid lower half in the middle. You know,
You're going bottom of the middle there?
yeah, bottom of the middle. I just very much concur with what's been going on. It's not something necessarily I would want to watch again, but the show is well done, and a lot of shows like this can easily just be terrible. Like, this is teed up to just be horrific, and it's not horrific.
I may have bitched a lot about this show, and yeah, it exceeded expectations.
Right. So, like, there's a lot of opportunity for this show just to be a bunch of,
Just
tacky drama, and, like, people, like, throwing their hands at each other. And it's not. They actually built up the characters to then tee up the rest of the season, which seems great. So, would not want to watch it again. But because it wasn't horrific, it gets bottom of the middle.
I'm surprised. I thought I was going to be the only one to be like, you know, it wasn't boring. It, like, kept my attention. I really don't like this kind of drama. I don't care. Like, I like the fact that it was entertaining the whole way through. It's got to be middle of third. There's so many shows that I like we've seen that are just boring.
Just
like
snoozers.
the worst thing you can do is to have these shows be boring.
Cleveland Hustle.
Just like, amen.
You ready for
Middle
that
third.
Staten Island hustle?
Staten Island Hustle.
Jesus.
So it's got to be middle. I do think it's bottom of the middle as my first James rating in a while, but like it's definitely like the B minus. Like it's C minus there. It's not like
I'd go more.
There's
than
just
C
so much
territory.
like you come into a show like this like and you're just like, oh, it's just gonna be shitty drama about like dumb shit no one cares about. I think it was, maybe taking, instead of just being housewives, it was actually like about real people that I could actually like get to know, or like,
Yeah, the premise isn't bad, right? Like,
Like
fundamentally, it's like, okay, there's a rich bar owner.
yeah,
And all these
just
people are
like
involved somehow.
all these regular, like somewhat regular, sort of regular people. Unlike, all these rich people, rich wives in Hollywood that I have nothing in common with. Like that's terrible. Like I don't want to watch any of that. So like that definitely sets the show apart from shows like that. But as you come into a show like that, I'm just expecting it to be like a lot of recaps, a lot of like internal strife, and like this actually worked out pretty well. So bottom middle.
There you go. I think it's a pretty unanimous middle tier show there.
Yeah.
Another unanimous decision has been made by the Who Put This On crew.
Season 3 is the season of unanimous decisions.
Are
so
we
far.
3 for 3?
3 for 3?
Holy hell.
We had
Holy shit.
a unanimous bottom, a unanimous top, and now a unanimous middle.
Man, we're all in the we're stack ranking well this season.
Yeah, I like that we're in sync on our ratings.
I think it's better.
calibrated.
I think it's kind of good when we disagree and we
Yeah.
can like shout
Sure.
at each other.
Divergence.
That we disagree about
Yeah.
our rating.
I did take
on
the
that-
homework assignment to watch Jersey,
Oh,
but I haven't
Oh.
seen it yet. So for the next one, I'll have an update and hopefully a James
I was
rating.
gonna ask you about
Fascinated.
I was debating watching it last night, but it was between that and watching Hunter Mountain, and so I watched a couple episodes of Hunter Mountain.
oh,
not gonna lie about it.
Oh man.
what a poor decision.
you
probably.
definitely made a bad decision.
But here's I'm already like half deep in on Hunter Mountain. I'm like, I just got to get through it at this
you don't
point.
Yeah.
have to get through it.
I
You
gotta
can
get
drop
through
it.
it.
Did you finish Hunter Mountain, Chris?
I did not finish
What
it.
Oh, you didn't
is
either?
Hunter Mountain?
I am like
Winter break.
6 episodes in.
Oh,
Yeah, like I just can't walk away from it. I'm
mean,
already in.
How's J Brew doing?
Oh man, J Brew calls that one girl's mom and just lays into her. He's like, "You got your daughter's here with 4 big ass dudes. You don't need to call the cops every 10 days or no, every 10 minutes or whatever." I don't know, something like he called the cop or she called the cops like every
She
like
called
4
the cops.
times in 2 days.
So like 4.
He's
the
like,
cops are
I don't
there,
know.
like,
She
3 or
didn't call
4
me
times.
today. What is she up to? Which is insane. And J Brew gets pissed about it. They have a whole thing. Where it's at now is J Brew's like, well, I'm not going to change her, so I'm gonna just kind of do my thing. She does her thing. We're gonna separate.
He
each
could
other.
not get over this. He was
yeah.
so upset. Like he was like visibly like distraught. Like he was like
He was not
in
okay.
PTSD situation, just like so angry
Yeah.
about this whole situation. He's just like just trying to board, man. And she keeps the
This
cops are
dude
coming. I
loves
can't be having the
snowboarding.
cops here. I got a board. It's just
J Brew does make a recovery though, and some character development. When one of the skiers, one of the dudes, Sheen, I think his name is, decides to give snowboarding a try because there's all these snowboarders in the house. He's like, all right, I'll give it a try. And J Brew takes him under his wing and is like teaching him the snowboard one-on-one like lesson the whole day. And at the end of it, Sheen's all like, "Oh, thanks, man. Like I never would have made it if it wasn't for you." And like they had a nice the whole little thing there.
that was the only thing that he has done that I think is a positive thing in the entire show.
He did put on Taylor's bikini because he lost a bet. And
Sheen or J Brew?
Sheen.
Sheen did. Sheen is a normal person.
Mostly
He's
normal.
Mostly
He's just
normal.
trying to have fun in the house. He's like, he goes into confessionals and he's all like, all these people are all just pissed at each other all the time. I'm just trying to be the glue that brings them all together. And I'm like, okay, somebody's got to be that guy, I guess. So he's
Yeah.
just trying to be like the fun guy that does whatever.
Yeah, he's hitting on girls at the bar, and
Oh, yeah.
it's not working out. And it's
He's
just like,
making an
that's
idiot of
really-
himself,
He just
putting,
might be the
you know-
best character on the whole show.
For sure. He's definitely like,
He's the best
he's
guy
not the most
character.
interesting, but like he's trying to be at least the most fun.
He's the best guy character on the show for sure.
Well, you want to hate all the other idiots.
Well, I don't necessarily want to hate the 4th guy. Mark.
Yeah. Mark's okay.
He's just like
He's trying to get with Taylor so bad. She has
this
wants
Mark
none of
Taylor
it.
thing. I'm just like so over it, and it's not
It's like-
over. And
It's
I'm
not.
just
It's
like-
definitely not over.
You
Oh.
get
Oh.
if you get deeper. and
TJ spoilers though. Or we can do spoilers. The show's been it's aired. TJ is trying to get with this one girl that broke her like
Yeah, we
elbow or
talked
something
about it
on the first one. He's got a girlfriend. You guys talk about that?
Yeah, we talked.
Oh, okay. Shit, I wasn't here a couple episodes. Might be.
You should listen to the pod, man.
I only got so much time. Time is precious.
You only had an 8.5-hour flight.
It's true. I tried to sleep and this baby would not shut up.
Oh,
it was a
fuck
disaster. And the food, man, I'm definitely throwing Delta under the bus on this one. They got to improve their food. It was horrific. This is the worst. The only thing edible was the ice cream.
Yikes.
You got ice cream? I
Yeah,
didn't
that
get
was
ice
it.
cream.
I've gotten ice cream on Delta flight.
Yeah, for 10 hours. That's all I had.
Well,
that was
usually if
edible.
I fly international, I try to fly U.S. Air or U.S.
I've never
Air.
done that. Yeah.
They actually, I find the food edible. Like not, it's surprisingly good. Like it's not bad. It's very.
Okay.
What else have people been watching?
We got no Jersey update, unfortunately.
Next.
It's not
next,
Thursday
next
yet.
week.
I watched a bunch of crazy Japanese shows, but I don't know how to describe or tell you any of the names of it.
That sounds
Max
amazing.
knows them all.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have the perfect show we should watch next
What?
week. We'll,
All right.
We'll save it.
We'll save it.
Do we got any
Okay.
kind of challenge update?
Please
So
don't tell
the
me.
challenge is on
Oh,
some
okay.
sort of. They're doing. So have you all seen not this week's episode, but last week's?
Yes.
So
Have you, James? Okay.
Yeah.
So they ended the last week. They did the finale, right? So they had, they did, some stupid challenge. I think we talked about it last week.
Right, so we're
But
just talking
they
about
didn't
finale,
say
right?
who the winner was.
Right. They ended on the cliffhanger.
So they're doing the reunion show. They do 2-part reunion show.
Oh, another
Yesterday
2-part reunion.
was reunion part 1, and next week is reunion part 2. So you guys can tell me who fucking wins next week because I'm not watching either of them.
oh man, I haven't seen it, but
I'm
I
not
always
watching
hope
it.
that TJ is the host because if it's that other,
It's
guy,
definitely the Miz. The
Oh,
Miz
I
is
hate
definitely.
The
Was
Miz.
TJ in the finale this year?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Oh no, he
Yeah,
was in the.
yeah,
finale.
he was in the finale. Yeah.
Unlike last year.
I mean-
something crazy happened in that one. Like I don't know, TJ like did too much blow or something. Like it was just like
I think
you
there was a
can't go on camera today, and the permit's up. We got to film this.
I think
thing.
there was some scheduling conflict or something
Must have been, yeah.
on the last season, but I don't know. I'm bringing this up now. I was like, I'm thinking about stop watching.
Oh, you're out.
I think I like the only enjoyment I get out of it right now is talking about it with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like how the challenge is produced. I don't like it. I don't like the focus on the drama that they focus on is boring. The challenges are the best part by far, and just the way they don't tell you the rules.
Yeah.
They make
It's definitely frustrating when you don't know all the details.
and
right?
they make some terrible like challenges sometimes. And the finale, then you get the reunion. Like it's just shit. It just makes it bad.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating when you don't feel like the best person won the challenge.
And like I don't like bananas, but the producers just like keep throwing bananas in everyone's face. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
just like, ugh. Like I don't know if I'm gonna stop, but I'm just throwing it out there that it's getting on my nerves. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take a season break or something. It's gonna be a
are
while.
definitely the best thing to skip because they're usually terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not watching the Chance versus Stars bullshit.
No,
so
I'm
like,
over the minor
maybe
leagues.
by the next time the challenge actually starts, I might be back in. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But we got to see what Fate does from this show.
We do. All
Which,
right.
who knows? Maybe she'll be a mom or maybe not. We don't know because we didn't see the rest of the season.
Have they announced the whole cast for Final Reckoning?
No, but people know ahead of time.
Yeah,
Got it.
I didn't.
But
I
I'm
don't.
not going out of my way to find it because I still want to know who won. But yeah,
I don't understand people that do that. That like look up the like spoilers for the show they're about to watch.
I mean, I don't look up event spoilers, but I'm curious who's on.
Yeah. Like I was talking to some. I don't know if we talked about it a while ago, but like I talked to somebody
we had
that
a
like
chat about it, yeah.
like Survivor and would look up who won and then watch the whole season. Like
That's weird.
what?
That'd
Why
be
would you
that'd
do
be
that?
Like a nightmare
You know, it's just like
Yeah.
who won. Why are you watching it? Like
for the
that's-
drama, Chris.
It's a journey, not a destination. You gotta.
I get it.
Right from day one, you're like, all right, I'm going to
But
watch this person's technique.
part of that journey is the mystery of who wins.
No, I agree with you.
Like to remove the mystery of who wins is like
We're all in agreement here, Chris.
I know, but I
Gotta
can't
let it out.
Hey, I need my voice, Max. This is my voice.
Okay.
I'm speaking to the many listeners we have.
All of them.
All the listeners.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Shout out
Speaking
to
of-
the listeners.
Speaking of which, you can find us on Facebook.com.
Whoa! I have so many updates.
All right, go ahead.
I watched all of Terrace House Aloha State, which takes place in Hawaii.
That's the one before the one we watched.
No, it's after the one we
Okay,
watched.
the one
Oh, was it good?
It's much worse than the Tokyo one.
Oh shit! Thank
obviously-
you for being honest.
Obviously, Max doesn't like the one that's in the U.S.
No,
and not in Japan.
They,
I don't think it has anything to do with the U.S. piece.
no, it's not as weird and
That's-
different.
That's
It's
true.
expected, is what you're.
Yeah. Are they speaking English in this thing?
No, although like I would say maybe half of the contestants are like Japanese people who live in Hawaii, so they can speak English. So like when they go to their real jobs, they'll speak English.
But they don't show that on the.
No, I mean they show that, but like in the house, they're all speaking Japanese.
So like in Japan, are they like subtitling it when they're speaking English?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
Is that show airing in Japan?
Yes.
Okay.
Started something that's basically Terrace House Winter Break.
Oh,
Is it better than Winter Break?
I mean, I've only watched one episode, but it's the show I love, and
Is
it
there-
takes place in Japan.
Is there a podcast in that one too?
Oh yeah, it's the same show.
I
Yo,
We
Max,
really
we should
need-
watch this show.
We really need to get that like podcast format in a U.S. show.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we
What
do
if-
another
What if
podcast?
Vanderpump had a podcast of the show?
Yeah, all of these shows would be better. I think the challenge does well with the having the confessionals because it's like every season people come back, so like they are characters. And maybe I think if you have people coming back, it's nice to have the confessionals because you get a like more personal view of the people. But if it's just like Survivor or like some thing where like people don't come back, it's much nicer to have a through line other than the host that actually is talking about
Yep.
the show, where like the hosts generally is just like, here are the rules.
Ooh,
Like they're not like commenting on it.
something I did like about Aloha State is the panel starts like sort of messing with the contestants a little bit. So
How do they do that?
So there's this one, and not contestant. There's this one cast member who's like really intense, and he's always like, "Yeah, I'm on the show to find a love worth dying for," and
Oh,
he
boy.
he keeps repeating this statement. So like finally he meets this girl, and like it seems like he's planning to like sort of confess his love for her. So they print out shirts that say like "A Love to Die For," and they're all wearing it on the panel, and they send one to Hawaii and put it in his dresser.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I think that is a really cool thing that they do.
Yeah.
That really needs to extend past that show.
I think it's going to happen in the next 2 years. I feel like some smart person in America is going to watch Terrace House. And be like,
Aloha, I mean, this Terrace House is definitely getting pretty popular now that it's on Netflix.
oh, yeah.
So, like, some reality show producers got to pick it up. But it's, like, so ingrained in American reality TV right now to have the confessional. Like, we don't see that many shows without a confessional anymore.
For sure.
Like, any, like, traditional style reality show has confessionals. Like, it's the only way they get,
That's
like,
how people know it's a
commentary on the
reality
drama.
show.
Well, it's the only way you can make comments about the drama. Like, there's nothing else you can do. There's no, like, how do you explain why I'm in a fight, why James and I are in a fight, right? Like, there's no way to do that unless James goes in the confessional booth and explains
Man, this
it.
dude was doing whatever.
There's no one else to explain it because the host can't make any comments on the, like, I guess, Are You the One? The host kind of makes some comments about,
Oh, yeah.
like, the drama going on in the house.
Just berating them that they're not going to win because they're not getting
And
together.
then they win.
Then they win unexpectedly.
Are you excited for the next season of that? That's going to be coming up soon.
Not really.
Are you going to watch it?
Unclear.
Is that up to the wife?
Yes.
Like, if
You're
it's
like,
up
guess
to
what we're watching. You're like, okay.
if it's up to you.
It's up to me, probably not.
Okay. All right. Are we good now?
Yeah.
All right. You can find us on Facebook.
Oh man, no, just faking
Noah,
it
Noah,
out
Noah,
over there.
go
You
ahead.
gotta have an
I
update
was
now.
gonna give an update on what I've been
Yeah,
watching.
go
Tell
ahead.
us. Tell us.
I was gonna do it. So one thing we haven't talked on is Silicon Valley's back on in episode 3.
Yeah.
Oh
Happened
shit, I
last
forgot
No
night.
about that.
spoilers.
No,
Yeah.
no spoilers, but
Good?
it's going well. I think it's an
Yeah.
interesting season.
I think
And
it's better than last season.
They got rid of
Yeah.
Ehrlich right when they needed to.
yeah.
Ehrlich in the news again.
Ehrlich is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
like
good.
double.
He's been arrested for making a fake bomb threat on a
Oh
train.
yeah, TJ. Yes, yeah.
But he was okay in Ready Player One, I thought.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was.
But
The
every
voice.
time
Yeah.
he talked, I was like, "Oh,
I
it's
just could
TJ.
not
It's,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
Erlich Bachman.
Yeah,
That's who
totally.
it is. It's like it's not
I
like
thought it was gonna
another
be a
person.
different character when he was first starting. Just then he just fell right into his character. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh no, that's
that is it.
Yep.
And
Then
he'll be in
the
Deadpool 2 soon.
Is he
oh,
gonna be
yeah.
the same character?
Ooh.
Yes.
And then the new HBO show Barry.
I heard about Barry.
It's
Barry.
pretty good.
What's the deal with Barry?
It's pretty good. So
It's about Obama.
Oh, but it's not called Obama.
no,
It's not about Obama.
there is a Netflix.
You know,
there is a
Barry
Netflix
Obama, the long
like,
lost brother that
biopic
no one's ever heard of.
called Barry about Obama. This is not the Netflix biopic. This is the HBO show with Bill Hader. He is an assassin that goes to LA and becomes someone who wants to learn acting.
Does he still
He's
assassinate
an
people?
assassin
So
actor.
he's like a hitman.
He's a hitman who has a midlife crisis, and then
so he's tired of killing.
and then somehow finds like some drama school thing, and like it. I've heard like it blends him going on hitman missions with him like trying to find his inner peace acting.
That
Yeah.
sounds great.
Yeah,
I bet the
it does
movie
sound kinda good.
finally gets into is him as Hitman. He's like, it's too real. I can't do
He's
it.
gonna shave his head.
could
Yeah.
In
be.
a suit.
We'll watch the trailer after this.
Yeah. To run down HBO shows, obviously John Oliver is back on the air. We touched on Marlon Bundo, I think, a little bit here.
Yep.
Marlon Bundo being Clutch. There is, for me, catching up, Love on Netflix. I'm just doing my own thing on that one.
Where you? How deep are you?
I'm near the end of season 1.
Okay, nice.
Near the end.
I'm
So,
about halfway through season 2.
Yeah.
Good show. Like it. It's interesting. It's different.
Yeah.
It's something different. Change the pace.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'm
Yeah,
on
did you watch
season,
all of it?
I'm on season 3.
Got
it's
it.
it's
Last
nice to
season.
kick back to.
I guess I'll give it
Oh,
up.
there's one more.
Hit me.
Another. This is a really good show. They're on, I think, season 4, and this is Billions.
Oh, Billion.
I feel like I've heard of this, but I don't really know.
I've heard good things.
It's a very good show.
Is
it's
this
on
a
Showtime.
HBO or Showtime? Okay.
Very good show. It has Brody
From Homeland.
from Homeland, so it's still a Showtime show, and he plays Bobby Axelrod, who is a hedge fund manager, and basically you have this both these two anti-heroes going after each other. So you have Bobby Axelrod, played by Brody. I forgot his real name. And then you have Paul Giamatti, who plays a U.S. district attorney who goes after hedge. And both of them are like complex, not necessarily evil, not necessarily good characters. And it's about this tug and push and pull.
Sounds pretty good.
It's very good.
You've sold me.
Selling a lot of people, apparently.
Selling shows.
I'll give a minor update. I finished Star Trek Voyager this
Okay.
week, and man, the show is very highs and very low lows. I finally finished all Star Trek up until Voyager, so I'm getting close. Definitely, Deep Space Nine's my favorite. So, I have a pet peeve with how Star Trek deals with time travel. They should just leave it alone, but. That's just my. I just throw it out there.
What do they do? What are they doing wrong? I'm not a big Star Trek.
Well,
guy.
so like the
How would
fact
you
that they
improve time
have
travel?
time travel like annoys me.
Yeah.
They have like stories where like
because there's like teleportation, which I assume you're okay with.
whatever.
You can accept it.
I can accept it, but like time travel, like literally the end of Voyager. It's not a spoiler really, but like they make it home. And the captain goes back in time to get Voyager home earlier, and then she succeeds. And I'm just like, okay, now there's this whole like time rift thing, and then they have like they have like time particles and like just like stuff that just like, yeah, I understand your sci-fi, so you can do whatever you want, but I don't. Those things don't aren't gonna exist. They don't.
It just breaks down.
It's
at
just
that point for you.
it breaks my immersion of Star Trek. That's all.
Is Voyager the one with Captain Russian Lunch Lady from Orange is
Yes,
the New
it
Black? Okay.
is. She's actually really good in the
Lunch
show. I really enjoyed her. Season 5, they add like a they add like the hot chick to the show, and she kind of takes it back.
What's
So-
show?
Sexy
Orange is
Borg.
Black?
No, this is still Star Trek Voyager.
Oh, okay.
Star
I'm
Trek
like,
Voyager. So like they add like 7 of 9, which is who's the Speaker of the House?
Paul Ryan.
I think it's Paul Ryan's like ex-wife.
What?
Her name is Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
Huh.
So like, and she's wearing like a bodysuit this whole time. She's wearing and she's got huge boobs. Like she's
you
clearly
seem
there
very
to get
happy
the
about
like.
situation there.
Oh yeah, I'm smiling.
See that?
I'll get a photo up for James.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like she's clearly there for the sex appeal, and it helped. Like the
And you're
ratings
okay with that.
definitely.
You
the
encourage
ratings
it.
improved. So like,
Is she the Tasha Yar of Voyager?
isn't Tasha Yar the
No,
one
she's
that
more
got kicked
the
off
Troy
the first
of
season?
Voyager.
She's definitely the Troy.
Okay.
Yeah. Troy was wearing the also sexy outfit,
Oh yeah.
different than everyone else.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You see why they added her.
I gotcha.
I'm not sure I'd recommend Voyager. I think the last season really falls apart real quick. But up until then, I was like, it was Star Trek. We'll see how Enterprise and Discovery go. Anyway, you can find us on Facebook.com/WhoPutThisOn. You can find us on Twitter @WhoPutThisOn. You can email us questions and suggestions at WhoPutThisOn@gmail.com. See you guys next time.